got a 4 o'clock appointment, so I've got to leave early, but please. Yes?
In, you know, Micholam, the mineral, yeah, the Micholam, in his book, he has that some component of cannabis increases cardiac output. So is there any chance that we can maybe use it to treat congestive heart failure exacerbation in order to unload the heart a little bit?
I kind of doubt it, because the main thing that trips people over the line in congestive failure is increased output of angiotensin. And so far as I know, and you have other speakers here that are cannabinoid experts, and truthfully, I'm a stimulant expert, I've never done much research on this. I don't think it plays into the main mechanisms that cause myocardial remodeling. I do think the protective effect is real, but and I showed you earlier a study showing that maybe it depresses output, so we don't really know. I mean, nobody has taken a group of dopers and done non-invasive monitoring of cardiac output. I think that would be another interesting study for our medical student. Yes?
I was just curious if you knew anything as far as like dialysis and kidney patients, if that was good, bad, better, worse, if you had any.
The question is about dialysis patients. So far as I know, there are absolutely no real studies. Some may have been written, but there's no controlled scientific studies to make an intelligent
Any
decision.
like talking about just like anecdotal with the other stuff? Or?
Actually, I've never heard anybody mention it. Yes?
Hi, I was just curious if there's any data on the number of people out there who may have these lesions, and if there's any method of detection.
There's lots of methods of detection. There's lots of people out there with those lesions. Now,
any data on percentages?
Well, we know 60 million people have the disease. They may not all have disease that looks like that. That's surgical emergency disease. How fast you go from just moderate disease to surgical emergency, I don't really know, but I certainly would guarantee you there are millions of people at the 50% mark right now, and they could be easily detected by a stress echocardiogram. Anybody else? Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Stephen. We really appreciate you taking the time, particularly to ask questions. I know you do have a 4 o'clock engagement. Paul Armentano, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the Senior Policy Analyst at Normal. I do a lot of the writing. Thank you. I do a lot of the writing. I do a lot of the research for Normal. And you know, it's funny, yesterday we had a panel on rhetoric and messaging, and I appreciate that panel. I appreciate the points that were made. But I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of rhetoric, I'm not a fan of messaging. To me, this is a real simple issue. The government lies, we tell the truth. That's the end of it. This idea that we need to use rhetoric and hone our message, sometimes it offends me because the bottom line is the government is lying. We have the facts on our side, and what we need to do is get those facts out there. And with that said, I'm going to give a presentation on marijuana use and cannabinoids and the brain. And in a nutshell, this paper, which you can actually read the full paper on our website, is a good example of the fact that the government is lying when they talk about marijuana and when they talk about how the components of marijuana interact with the brain.
So happy we alive, we together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies, and Now's the time to legalize. Tell me, brother, tell me true. What the hell we gonna do? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy, we alive, we together can survive. Mother Nature, heaven sent, don't belong to government. Hey there, sister, what's the plan? Do you really understand? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? We so happy, we alive, we together can survive. Stop the bullshit, stop the lies. Now's the time to legalize. Half the world up in smoke. Where on earth can we take the tug? Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? Human nature, full and free, modifies reality. Open up, inner flower, peace and love, inner power. Open up, inner flower, peace and love, inner power. Remember the days we saw purple haze. 1 and 1 is 3. Hey, hey, baby, what you do to me? Let our hearts be here.